Hey guys, AJ here back with another one for you. It's Friday, guys. It's Friday. So it's been a little while since I did a live, so I figured I'd do one today. And guys, there's a story that we can talk about first. Let me see. Social worker poses as high schooler. Look at this. There's something that just happened. Here it is. Guys, so you know how I do all these stories and all these female teachers that are banging and clanging their students. But guys, now there's some of them that are actually posing as underage kids, right? To actually go to high school. Look at this. Here, let me see. Is this her? Here we go.
About the woman accused of pretending to be a student at three different high schools in Boston. As WBZ's Christina Rex reports, investigators believe she may have been involved in other crimes.
Clown World.
Ma'am, do you have anything you want to say?
Shelby Hewitt was silent as she left her arraignment Tuesday. The 32-year-old Canton woman is accused of posing as a 16-year-old and then a 13-year-old and attending multiple Boston public schools for the last academic year.
Very betrayed.
This teen befriended her at Burke High School.
Can you imagine becoming friends with this chick and not knowing that she's twice your age? Clown World, right?
She says they had class together and talked on the phone often.
She just kind of seemed normal, like nice, sweet, quiet.
Prosecutors allege Hewitt used her position as a social worker with the Department of Children and Families to instead create a fake identity as a teen in DCF custody.
Look at that.
Fake emails, documents, and phone numbers used to enroll in school.
This intricate but false narrative of being an extremely traumatized child with significant special educational needs and emotional needs.
In reality, she's a 32-year-old with several degrees. This 2016 UMass commencement program shows her master's degree is in school counseling.
This is clearly a mental health case.
Hewitt's attorney says she has serious mental health issues and is in treatment. And he believes the focus should be on Boston public schools and how his client slipped through the cracks.
Look at that.
I can certainly understand the outrage the parents would feel. I certainly would feel the same.
Can you guys imagine? Right? Can you imagine? Let's put on our what is it called? Our our imaginary hat here. Imagine if this was a man, like a very, very small, young-looking man going to school with high school kids. Dude, they would. Here's how it would go. There's no way they would say, oh, they have mental health issues. Clown World. Absolutely insane.
As a parent, if my child was in a school that wasn't being properly supervised.
WBZ asked Mayor Wu, who says there are strict protocols in place that Hewitt skirted with her inside knowledge of the system.
There were serious breaches that occurred here, and our public school student safety is the most important priority of Boston.
Shelby Hewitt is out on bail, and her trial is set for September 2024. In the meantime, she's ordered to stay away from any social work, any schools, and anybody under the age of 18. In Boston, Christina Rex, WBZ News.
Look at that, man. Look at that. Guys, what do you think? What if he looked like an old Stevie Jameson? What's up, man? Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Hold on. There's another one. Hold on. Oh, guys, look at this. I have to do a video on this. Hold on. Look. We can go over that last. Look. Guys, guess who had her day in court? Look at this. Claudia Ma trial. Do you guys remember? I did a video on the teacher of the year in San Diego that was banging and clanging her students. San Diego. No, Jacqueline Ma. Look who had her day in court. Look at this.
A national.
Caitlin, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you guys. I've been sick for the last couple weeks, and then I went on vacation. So sorry for not dropping as much content as of late, but I'll be back to posting regular videos and then covering more cases like this. And also, I'm trying to find more footage because I have a couple of videos of body cam footage of them arresting some of these predators too. So I'm gonna try and start putting varying content on the channel, but I will start posting more regularly. So apologies for that. Okay, here we go.
National City teacher once named Teacher of the Year.
Yeah, guys, check my video list because I've covered this video. And now she has her trial going, and she was with a couple of her students. Guys, I had a really bad sinus infection, and then when I got back from vacation, I got pink eye, dude. So I got back from vacation on Saturday, and then Sunday night, I was like, what is wrong with my eyes? And then I woke up, dude. It was bad. Anyways, TMI, right?
Has been ordered to stand trial for allegedly having inappropriate relationships with 2 Lincoln
Look at
Acres
this.
elementary school students. It's our top story on the 4. I'm Heather Myers.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. CBS 8's Kelly Hessedall joins us live from the South Bay Courthouse with what happened today in the courtroom. Kelly.
That's right. And I got to tell you guys, it was a tough day in the courtroom today.
Man, Kelly, hello, nurse. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, right? I feel like there's a standard with news people where they want to have people that are relatably attractive, right? So they never have a guy or a girl on the news that's too handsome or too attractive, right? Because I think people don't receive them well. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But then you see like certain people on the news, you're like, wow. I remember there was a guy, do you remember? I think there was a guy in Austin, Texas in the mid to late 2000s that was like considered the most handsome news anchor of all time, and all these girls were like swooning over this guy, and he was like the weatherman. Oh man.
Yeah, we heard some very graphic details of these alleged sexual relationships that prosecutors say Jacqueline Ma had with an 11 and 12-year-old boy.
Clown world.
The lead detective on the case spent most of the day on the witness stand, and at one point, she testified and read out loud text messages found on one of the boys' iPads.
You know what I'm talking about, Miss Ma. Oh my God, do not forget my underwear is in your pocket.
What?
John Doe 1. I'm at my grandma's. Sorry, I was doing some SUM. Miss Ma, that's okay. Just making sure you hide it.
Were there other photos from this video?
Messages that were read aloud today were too graphic for television. The young victim,
Disgusting,
referred to as John Doe 1, also took the witness stand today. The public, the media, was not allowed in the courtroom during his testimony. We know he was 11 when this alleged relationship started, a student at Lincoln Acres Elementary. And prosecutors say the relationship went on for a couple of years. He is 13 years old now. And according to prosecutors, they found evidence on his iPad that indicated they were using an app so she could watch him live as the boy was showering.
Clown world.
Testified about a dozen photos.
Did you guys? Did you hear that? She was watching him shower live. Clown world. Look at that. Guys, if they don't throw her under the jail, come on, man.
Those of the child's private parts were found on Ma's phone. Before today's hearing got started, Ma appeared to be upset, wiping her eyes, crying most of the time. She took notes or kind of kept her head down. Now, we also heard testimony from the detective about the second alleged victim. The detective interviewed him at his school. Now, I have to warn you, what you're about to hear is disturbing.
He told me that he was texting with Miss Ma, who was his teacher at the time, and they started to text back and forth about masturbation, and he did not know how to masturbate yet, so she was teaching him how to masturbate.
Clown world.
And the detective testified that at one point the boy actually went to Ma's classroom after hours. There was some sort of encounter, but that he got so freaked out he ran out of there before there was any physical contact.
Disgusting.
Now, the judge said in a ruling today that there's an overwhelming amount of evidence that the defendant took advantage of 2 children. Now, Ma is due back in court next month. Heather and Carlo?
Yeah, Kelly, that testimony is really tough to listen to. Did the defense call any witnesses? And what is the defense's argument here?
The defense did not call any witnesses today. In the past, the defense attorney has told me that mental health plays a big role in this case. He did not mention that today. However, he seemed to indicate that Ma didn't have authority over one of the young alleged victims because that child is now in middle school. And so some of this alleged abuse happened after he had already left her classroom. So he was kind of saying she no longer had authority over him. However, the judge certainly didn't see things that way. And again, this case was bound over for trial.
We'll see if it actually makes it to trial. I know a lot of people hope some kind of deal gets worked out so that the children involved here aren't put through that ordeal. Kelly Hessedall reporting for us. Thanks, Kelly.
Guys, let me know what you think. How many charges do you think she's going to get, and how much time do you think she's going to get, right? And hold on. I had one of their videos with Chris Hansen. Hold on. He was talking about a case. Let me see here. 1 second. 1 second. I know they have a different channel also, but give me a second. Where's their about page? Let me see. Look at that. I think we watched this one. Here, look, I'm going to drop the link for anyone who wants to kind of come up. And then, Jameson, have we watched the guy that was a former police? Yeah, I think we already watched this one. Let me see. With this guy. Oops.
Hospital interview. Help me to understand what you were thinking.
Yeah, I think we already watched him. Hold on, there is another one. Did we start this one?
This seemed to be happening so often.
8-9 years ago.
I think that police had more evidence.
All that stuff, boy. But
Crimes YouTube channel at
sexual. What alcohol do you like?
No. I think we started this one, guys. We went over the actual article, but I didn't do the law and crime network on this. Okay, so guys, this is another case of another teacher that was sleeping with one of her students, because this seems to be an epidemic going on now. Okay.
We're speaking with Chris Hansen about this type of predatory behavior and why we're hearing about it years after the fact. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Well, it is another day and another teacher accused of abusing a child. It's just unbelievable to think about this continually happening. So we have a 31-year-old woman, Melissa Marie Curtis. She turned herself into police this week after being accused of sexually abusing a minor. There was a warrant out for her arrest. She was a teacher at Montgomery Village Middle School in Montgomery.
A middle schooler. Look at that. Guys, let me see if these comments actually... Yeah, someone put that it's nice to see more and more female creeps getting exposed. Look at that. She was 22, he was 14. Someone says, thank you for using the same language to describe this woman's crime that you would use to describe the same crime if committed by a man. Yes, exactly. Look at this. This guy put an edit. The amount of people in the comments saying that she should be freed because it's not the same thing is absolutely sickening. Guys, you know what? Give this person a round of applause. Look at that. Someone says my old roommate, who was 65 years old now, has suffered long-term damage from encounters with his babysitter when he was 9 or 10. He was told by her that she was educating him on how to please a woman. He had problems with loyalty in his relationship and intimacy, even with friends. Look at that. So sad that the stigma involved for so sad the stigma that's involved for our female predators and male victims. Look at that. Someone says, when I was 14, a female teacher and myself, messed around. I think she was 24. It didn't haunt me, but I was rather proud until I got older and realized how disgusting it was for an adult to do something like that to a kid. Look at that. Look at that. Man, oh man, oh man. Look at this. This guy said, my brother was 12 when he had his first encounter with an adult female when she was 15. He was 15 and the woman was 35 years old and married. What? Man, oh man, oh man. August Lion, what's up, man? All right, here we go.
County, Maryland. And an adult man recently came forward in October of this year accusing Curtis of sexually abusing him starting in 2015 when she was 22 and he was 14. He was in 8th grade at the time. Now, the man claims that the two had sex more than 20 times in 2015 over the course of several months and says that Curtis provided him with alcohol and marijuana. Man claims he and Curtis had sexual contact in school buildings, in Curtis's car, at a movie theater, at several homes. And as disturbing as that is, to wrap your mind around that, police are worried that there could be other victims out there because Curtis was employed by Montgomery School District for 2 years and also taught at another middle school.
What?
She's currently being held without bond. She's charged with 1 count of sex abuse of a minor, multiple counts of 3rd-degree and 4th-degree sex offenses, 15 charges in total. Let me bring in right now Chris Hansen, renowned journalist, host of Takedown on True Blue and the podcast Predators I've Caught with Chris Hansen. Chris, thanks so much for coming on. The first thing you and I said when you came on was, why is this seem to be happening so often? We just keep hearing these stories. My take is maybe people are feeling more comfortable coming forward about what happened to them when they're seeing all these news reports.
Well, Jesse, I think you're right. I mean, we've talked about cases in Wisconsin and Tennessee, all around the country. And at least anecdotally to me, it seems like we're seeing more survivors, victims coming forward. And I think what it says is, exactly as you mentioned, people are starting to feel more comfortable. And it also speaks to this notion about some people saying, oh, well, it's a young adolescent boy's dream come true to have a sexual liaison with an older woman. But at that age, it causes a lot of damage.
That's true. And guys, people don't seem to believe that. And it's just crazy how we act like, oh, there's all this that it only goes one way. Guys, it goes both ways. And actually, if you look at SA, if you actually count the prison system that actually is a grape culture, where grape is actually encouraged and like people laugh, oh, you're gonna go to prison and Big Bubba, ha ha ha. That's grape culture, guys. Men are actually SA'd more than almost anyone else. In America, if you add the prison system in there.
And obviously, in this case, you had a boy who was 14 years old at the time of the offense, who all these years later has come forward because it would seem to me that he's suffering from what happened, that it impacted him in a negative way. And that's why it's a crime. And, if it was something that was harmless or purely sexual in nature, for him, he would likely let it pass. But he felt compelled to come forward and report a crime that happened, 8-9 years ago. And this is significant because somebody in the position of trust, like a teacher, should not be able to get away with this.
That's
and it's
true.
not a harmless fantasy. It causes damage. Now that boy's got to go back to his parents and, try to move on with his life. And it alters a child in many different ways that are damaging and harmful.
And by the way, I mean, we say this all the time. She, like the others, the defendants that we cover, are innocent until proven guilty. But having said that, do you think that police had more evidence here than just his account? I mean, this was 8 years ago. Do you think that before they issued an arrest warrant, before she turned herself in, they tried to gather more evidence to corroborate her story? And what do you think that would have been?
Well, I'm assuming, and it's my belief that the Montgomery County authorities in the prosecuting office there obviously had to have some corroborating evidence.
Yeah, that's true.
You know this, and they wouldn't just act upon this if it was a he said, she said, especially going back all these years. Now, obviously, in some states for some crimes, there's a statute of limitations. Many times it's 7 or 10 years. But in the case of a minor being sexually assaulted, in most states, there is not a statute of limitations, so they can go back. But the years that have gone by can often cloudy an investigation, and it makes it more difficult. There's no doubt. So they obviously had something else. I'm guessing that there is the potential of other victims who've come forward, or at least that they're pursuing other victims. And once, we get a look at the charging documents, once we get a look at the affidavits, once we get a look at, the warrants and all that stuff, once it gets into the court system, we'll get a little clearer picture of exactly what happened. But obviously the authorities thought that he was credible. They must have had some sort of corroborating evidence.
Yeah, they probably had some type of text messages or emails or something. You know what I mean?
And my guess is they're probably looking at the potential of other victims. Very rarely are these things one-off. There are cases where they're one-off, where the female predator actually feels some sort of a connection, as illegal as it may be, with their target, with the young boy. But you have to wonder if there are other cases as well.
Could have been text message exchanges that he's finally revealing. Could have been he spoke to his friends or anybody and said at the time, listen, I'm going to tell you something, don't tell anybody, but now they might be coming forward. One of the things and one of the things that it shocked me, I don't know if it shocked you, when I'm hearing how long this happened over the course of several months in all of these different locations. How does a 14-year-old
guys, hold on. Here's another video of the teacher. Hold on. Of the teacher of the year. Hold on. Look at this.
I'm Spencer Soysher outside of the South Bay Courthouse in Chula Vista, where a preliminary hearing was held today for former Teacher of the Year and elementary school teacher Jacqueline Ma. All day we've been listening to testimony that the district attorney's office has presented against Ma. She's a Lincoln Acres elementary school teacher charged with sexual misconduct against one of her former students. This morning, Ma began crying in court before the first alleged victim gave testimony. We weren't allowed in the courtroom for that portion of the morning, but later the lead national city detective on the case began reading screenshots of messages she says she found through a warrant on the teacher's phone. The detective said other messages were deleted, but the teacher kept some screenshots of messages with the victim in a hidden folder on her phone. The detective outlined a pattern of how she believes Ma groomed children, showing up to their sports games and giving them gifts as she formed inappropriate sexual relationships with them. The detective read aloud the screenshots in court as Ma's attorney argued the teacher frequently was involved in supporting her students after school.
Donda 1, I love you, winky face. And Jackie, I love you too, like I'm actually in love with you. Yellow heart emoji.
That message exchange supposedly...
There it is, guys, right there.
Grooming them just like a male predator would do. Only the parents probably aren't on guard around her.
Not at all. And they're like, Teacher of the Year? Why would you do this? And she said,
that would be the cleanest, best pleasure, I would say.
Guys, I'm sorry. We could actually find some humor in this. You know what I mean? I know that. And that's the thing about us TCAP fans, man. Like, a lot of us do have like dry or like dark senses of humor. You know what I'm saying?
So you think it's funny?
So you think it's funny? Hold on, wait.
Because she was going with it. She was.
So she wanted it.
That's what it
It's
seemed
her
like to
fault.
me.
You just haven't been able to play those in a while. You're just looking for an opportunity. Now, right?
You know it, dude. You know it.
Involved a student who is now 13 years old. After Ma was released in March, she was
Look
released
at her.
on.
There she is crying, guys. Look at that. She's just sad she got She's just sad she got caught, man.
Arrested in March, rather. She was released on bail, but she was arrested again on additional charges after the second alleged victim came forward. Ultimately, the judge ruled that there was, quote, overwhelming evidence in the case and bound her over on amended charges of forcible sex acts as opposed to non-forcible. She's due back in court later next month. Reporting in Chula Vista, I'm Spencer Soysher, ABC 10 News.
Spencer Soysher. Spencer Soysher. Wow, look at that. This lady deleted her own sons, man. What? Guys, I know we're off topic. This is more of like a random live, guys. Hold on. What is this about? Oh, no.
Mom, who was supposed to love and protect her two sweet sons, is going to prison for the rest of her life for shooting the boys in the head as they slept in their beds.
What is wrong with people? You know what I mean? Like, guys, I can't do true crime cases like this because this is so sad. I don't even want to watch this, dude. This is so sad.
Hey, you're going to make us all cry. We're going to be like...
Guys, I don't know how I haven't done a Rolando Resta cruise yet. I think he's coming down the pipeline next, man. Seriously, because hold on. What is this? 13-year-old deleted his mom. What? Oh wait. Okay, here we go. Let's go back to where we were. The middle school teacher.
Or I should say, how would the 22-year-old be able to get the 14-year-old away from the family to commit this abuse? I mean, that part surprised me. Did it surprise you?
Dude, hey, Jesse Weber.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
You moron. See, guys, people go, oh, yeah, if you say the same stuff about women as you say about men, you're a misogynist. No, guys, men and women can all be scumbags, right? I tell you, guys, you got to understand, there's a small part of any group, male, female, straight, LGBTQ, Christian, or whatever, that can be scumbags, right? You can't just say because a person's part of X group, right, that they're just incapable of doing evil. You know what I'm saying? I hold all genders, all races, all religions to the same standard. You know what I mean?
Well, it does a little bit, Jesse, but remember, we're talking about someone who's a teacher, who's in a position of trust. And in many cases, parents will hire a teacher to do extra tutoring. If the kid is struggling in math or science, it's not unusual.
Or anatomy in this case, right? I'm sorry.
Or math, 13 plus 32 adds up to trouble.
Adds up to a 25 to life, right?
Usual for a parent, and I did this as a parent when my guys were younger. You hire somebody to come into your home, and I never had a case where it wasn't in a very public place in the home, but parents do hire kids to hire teachers, rather, off-duty teachers to help them with tutoring. And so once this relationship develops, the child becomes dependent on that teacher, and the child sees the teacher as someone who's in a position of authority. So it doesn't surprise me. It's a pattern of grooming that we see every time we do a takedown predator investigation. The stranger on Wednesday is no longer a stranger on Friday because these people are adept at grooming children to get what they want. And in terms of corroborating evidence, what we've seen in a lot of these recent cases is that the victim survivor will get on a phone call that's monitored by law enforcement. And sometimes they'll call the offender and say, hey, remember what happened? And they'll capture a conversation years later where the predator will implicate themselves in the crime. And I wouldn't be surprised if that didn't play in here, because it has in some of the other recent cases.
I'm Anjanette Levy, and I'm here to tell you about Crime Fix, a new show right here on Law and Crime. Crime Fix is a daily
arrest of 60-year murder of
beginning November, where
He turned herself in when there was an arrest warrant.
You know what's funny? There are people that still have this thing with like, oh, YouTube, you watch that, or you're on YouTube. Guys, Law and Crime, this YouTube channel is better than like any investigation discovery stuff out right now. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like, they do so much good stuff and so many different things. Like, guys, actual cable and actual satellite and stuff in TV is basically dead at this point. Other than sports, you know what I'm saying? Because most people have cable to watch sports. Guys, what else do you watch other than like streaming services and YouTube? You know what I mean?
Well, now you watch NFL on YouTube.
Yeah, that's true
And
too.
NBA.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's not like there was a raid or she went on the lam.
Right.
Does that tell you anything?
Well, I think it tells me that she knew that there was an issue and that she was going to be charged, and that she probably retained legal counsel, and the lawyer contacted authorities and said, look, we're not going to put up a fuss about this. We're going to turn ourselves in, and we'll deal with the charges. And again, as you said, these are just charges, and she's presumed innocent until she gets her day in court.
I wanted to ask you about the ages here. So you have 14, 22 when this happened. You've dealt with all different kinds of predator cases, different kinds of ages. Sometimes the predators are older. Sometimes the victims are younger. Sometimes the victims are older. That dynamic of 22 and 14, how do you look at that?
Well, it's a big 7 years. It's not a big 7 years if you're 47 and 40 or 37 and 30, but in that range, 14 is a child.
That's
and
true.
22 is an adult. And it's not a Romeo and Juliet situation in the eyes of the law or in reality. That's a child in a very vulnerable developmental state. And there's a reason why we have laws for the age of consent. And 14 is 14. And it's a big gap. We even have children separated in high school, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, because there's a big gap between a senior and a freshman. So it's a large gap. And that's why there are laws about the age of consent.
Yeah, and that's such a vulnerable age, right? Such a vulnerable
Absolutely.
age, and it's tough.
You're coming to grips with your sexuality. You're learning about the world. Your hormones are raging. It's a very vulnerable age.
And the fact that she allegedly supplied alcohol and marijuana, what do you make of that?
Well, it's a way of plying a child who's already vulnerable to make them, drop their resistance, to drop their guard, and to be more amenable to taking part in a sexual act. We see it all the time in the chats between predators and decoys posing as children in our investigations. Do you smoke weed? I'll bring
They
it.
asked him to bring Mike's hard lemonade.
Yeah, that's way watered down.
Dude, guys, I appealed my Christopher Urban video being taken down, and the bastards rejected my appeal. That sucks, man. That was one of my favorites. Oh well, it's all good. So, guys, so for everyone who's listening, and I'm gonna put this in the Discord, I'm gonna make a backup channel because I have a guideline strike. If you get 3 of those, then your channel's gone. Okay, and guys, any of my videos at any time can get strikes. And this strike is on my channel until, let me see. Ooh, look at this. Hold on. Hold on. This lady's giving. We can look at some body cam footage at the end. Here's another lady who's been beating up her husband. He gets arrested for domestic for DV, man. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. I have to save these in the right spot so I can go back. You know what I mean? Guys, I'm addicted to body cam footage. It's really sad. It's really, really, really sad, dude. I spend a lot of time watching TCAP and then people getting arrested for stupid reasons. So
I've been going down a sovereign citizen rabbit hole lately.
Oh yeah, those guys are now guys. Put in the chat.
Seeing them in court get boned by judges. It's hilarious.
Put in the chat if you know what a sovereign citizen is, and if you like to watch them get owned by the cops and the judges, because they are the most infuriating people that there are. I can't think of anyone. You know what I mean? Like they're so dumb. Oftentimes, they get put in jail for the small. Just show your driver's license. You make this whole big deal out of it. They're like, you can't break my window. I'm a free inhabitant and I'm traveling. You know what I mean? Like, dude, what are you talking about? And here's the thing. There is some truth to the whole traveling thing. If you're on horseback and you're just like traveling, that's different. If you're walking down the street, fine. But the moment that you get a driver's license, that's a completely different story because you're in the operation of a motor vehicle. So, for instance, if Jameson and I are walking down the street, and most of the times, even in some stop and ID states, if a cop comes up to you and asks you for your ID, you can tell him to kiss your ass because you haven't done anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? But if you are driving in a motor vehicle, if you're sitting in that passenger seat, you have to show your driver's license. This is not rocket science. They're like, oh, I have this paperwork from the secret part of the Constitution that Nicolas Cage stole in the movie. You know what I mean? Like, dude, shut up.
There was that one guy who got deleted because he was reaching for a gun when they had pulled him over.
Really?
Yeah, I wish I could remember. I know his mom was a sovereign citizen too.
Oh, if you can find that, drop the link, man.
Weed. What alcohol do you like? I'll bring this. I'll bring that. And oftentimes it's the sweeter, easier to consume alcohol for people who are underage. But it's a consistent theme of predators grooming and trying to lower the defenses of vulnerable kids.
We talk so much on this program about, the arrest of these people and the charges and the allegations. And again, as we say, she's innocent until proven guilty. In your experience, what could be a potential defense for her saying that this never happened and prosecutors try to make your case? I mean, how can you definitively show it? Because she can't admit that she did this. There's no defense to that. Is it the only kind of defense? And have you seen it be successful where somebody has mounted a defense and shown that there's not proof beyond a reasonable doubt that this kind of abuse occurred?
There have been cases where adults have been falsely accused. And I've not seen that, however, when it comes to a female teacher and a male student. Doesn't mean it hasn't happened. I've just not seen it. But I guess the only defense that I could see here would be some sort of, mental, psychiatric, psychological impairment where, the teacher herself had, a problem that made her act this way, and she was not able to see the difference between right and wrong, some sort of mental capacity defense. But other than that, they're hard cases to defend because you have a very sympathetic victim survivor who's going to testify and say she did this.
1 second, guys.
Chase Allen is the name of the guy, the sovereign citizen.
Well, let me try and find it real quick. All right. I hope this doesn't get the stream taken down. Guys, I I gotta do this first, right?
It's time!
Because it's going down, right? It's going down.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, I'm Officer Farmington Police. The reason for the stop today is there's no registration on your vehicle.
I don't need registration and I don't answer questions.
Here we go.
Davis, Fox 21. Can you have a couple more heading my way?
Fox 21. Come back, good buddy, right?
Is this back window roll down?
I didn't even know that.
I just want to make sure that you're the only one in the vehicle. So here's the deal, man. I'm stopping you because there's no registration on your vehicle, and I'm requesting your identification. Okay? You are detained at this time, and you are
Totally reasonable, right? I don't see anything wrong here.
free to leave. Are you going to provide me your identification?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, so I'm going to take that as a no, that you're not going to provide me your identification. Is that the route we're going? Or would you like to provide your identification to me, and we can have a conversation, we can discuss the laws that you're breaking, and then we can go from there.
If you want my identification, I'll be under duress and you accept it.
Dude, shut up.
These guys.
You're trying to occur here.
Okay, so I'm not trying to incur any debts or anything. I'm trying to investigate why your vehicle doesn't have any registration.
1692.
Here we go.
Okay.
And under
So,
Title 18, Section
here's
245, traveling is a federally protected activity.
Okay.
in which
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. And what I'm telling you is that you do not have an option.
It doesn't matter what you say.
To identify yourself. You are lawfully required to identify yourself. So you can provide your identification to me, and we can have a conversation about the laws that you've broken, or you can fail to identify to me, and we can go that route too. I'm perfectly okay with either way you want to go, but the direction that this encounter goes is 100% in your hands.
Sir, Utah Code, United States Code, a corporate policy in which you have to be contracted and to be required to follow it. Unless you can provide me a contract with my wet ink signature on it saying that I'm required to follow it.
Okay.
Then there's
So do you want to identify yourself to me, or do you want to go a different route? Wonderful. Do you have a driver license as well?
I am not giving you jurisdiction.
Okay.
Do not detain.
Where did this even start? Like, how does this even work? Right? Like, what?
It had to have started on the internet.
I have a very vivid imagination, and even I don't know what the hell. You know what I mean?
You are not allowed to stop me.
Let me see that. I didn't see what you just tried to show me. Can you show that to me again? What's this?
This is a passport. It says, do not stay up, do not detain. And if you go on the first page,
Okay.
it says, the United States hereby requests all who may concern
Okay.
to permit citizens
Here's what I'm telling you. Here's what I'm telling you.
Look at this.
Okay, will you hand that to me so I can read it? You want me to look at it through this tiny crack in your window? You're not going to hand it to me?
If I hand this to you, you accept trusteeship and surety, and you are obligated.
Sure,
I know how to use big college educated words.
I'll accept trustingship if you just hand me the document so I can identify who you are, because you're required by state law. Thank you so much, Mr. Chase Allen.
That is not me. That is a piece of plastic paper.
So you have a fraudulent passport?
No.
Wonderful. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, step out of the car for me.
No.
Sir, step out of the vehicle right now.
I am not required.
Once you refuse, they'll just take you
Step out
out.
of this vehicle right now.
Guys, please. Please do not do this. Okay, guys, I've been black for almost 43 years. And matter of fact, let me break out the race card. Where is it at?
Notice he's got his phone up. They're always filming it too.
Guys, okay. And there's one thing that my parents told me: never hold court in the street. Okay, guys, if the cops tell you stuff, just say, "Yep." Let them take you to jail and sue them afterwards, but do not hold court in the street. You will lose. Okay.
Well, these people will lose in court too.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, guys, like nothing good can come from this. And like I said, guys, I'm not anti-cop. I'm pro-good cop, anti-bad cop. But we all know that the police are not our friends. They're necessary, but they are not our friends.
Have an issue where
Step out of the car right now. Step out of the car. We're going to break the window and pull you out. Step out of the car. Gun.
Whoa!
Ceasefire.
Holy crap.
I hadn't actually seen that before. Yeah, I hadn't seen that part.
Probably have the stream taken down. Sorry, guys. If the stream comes down, guys, that's the reason why.
I hadn't seen that before. The video I saw, they cut off right before they.
There's a reason why. Man, sorry, guys. If the stream gets taken down, then you know why. So look at that, though, man. The problem pretty much solved itself, you know.
Yeah, they said he had a gun down on the floor and he reached for it.
I hope you're proud of yourself, man. You know what I mean? Look at that, man. Why? Unbelievable, man.
Well, if the stream gets taken down, we might as well search skip the games again.
No. That's quite all right.
I remembered very clearly, even though I was only 14, and this was several years ago. And this is what the impact was on my life. I've had difficulty forming relationships or whatever that impact is. And a jury will be sympathetic to that. And so what do you say as a defense counsel? Either it didn't happen, they're lying for this, that, or the other reason, or it really wasn't her fault because she couldn't control herself.
Please.
That's a hard defense. So I think what you see in these cases oftentimes is some sort of a plea where, you know, she agrees to get counseling, perhaps a registered sex offender. There's some, you know, punishment, whether it's probation or jail time, but there has to be some mandatory therapy involved here. And depending on what the experts say when she goes through, you know, the probation and parole interview process, you know, some people can be helped and not reoffend.
It's always the why that's so interesting in these cases. Again,
well, it is. I mean, what makes it, you know, did she become a teacher to have access with children, or did she become a teacher because she wanted to be a teacher and this just happened for whatever reason, for whatever happened to her in her past, or however she's.
Did she have an addiction to students? Do you have a compulsion with the internet?
Yeah.
Right?
She's addicted to education.
Yeah, man, that's the worst part about Chris Hansen. How he always tries to do that. Would you say that you're addicted to the internet?
I mean, these compulsions start online.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let's see here.
If it weren't for the addictive nature of the internet.
Yep, that's true.
Wired. But, you know, it does cause damage. This is not a fantasy situation. And we see this, I see it on social media all the time when we do these stories for True Blue or when I appear here on your program. You know, people all say, oh, what's the damage here? He's a young man and exploring, you know, his sexuality. Well, it does cause damage.
Yes,
and that's why it's illegal.
He's a minor. He's a minor. I mean, we have it for a reason. It's the same kind of thing.
It's not a gray area with a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old or an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old. This is not a gray area in this particular case.
And there's a strong possibility there could be other victims. I mean, if she was in that school district for a while, and as I'm sure you've seen, somebody who allegedly does this or is convicted of doing this, there are other victims. It's not an isolated incident, right?
It could be, but in the scenario with a female predator, I have seen quite a few of these cases that are one-offs, one victim, and that's it. you can't rule it out, of course, and I'm sure they're looking at that right now, and that may be some of the corroborative evidence that they have.
Yep. Well, Chris Hansen, host of Takedown on True Blue, host of the podcast.
All right, we have another one here. This one I don't think we've looked at yet. Look at this. Look at this.
Arizona is caught filming up women's skirts at a makeup store as they shop.
What?
Chris Hansen joins me to talk about shady characters who
What the fuck? Are you serious?
Who prey on people just living their everyday lives. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Well, this next story has a pretty high ick factor. We go to Scottsdale, Arizona, where a man was arrested for filming up women's skirts while they shopped in stores. Yeah. Police
have a GoPro strapped to his foot?
I was going to say, is he like Frank Reynolds with mirrors on his shoe?
With the mirrors on his shoe?
Arrested 27-year-old Fabian Calderon. They charged him with voyeurism. According to investigators, Calderon would crouch down next to women and position his phone to take photos or videos between their legs. He did this in a Sephora. He did this in Urban Outfitters. In fact, apparently surveillance footage shows him entering a Sephora, looking around for about 20 minutes while secretly filming these women. That's the allegation here. Now, he was actually caught in the act by one victim, and the woman's friend yelled at him, took his picture as he ran away, but he wasn't caught that day.
What?
No, police were called back to that same Sephora last Saturday with another report of a suspicious man
He
possibly
came
recording
back to the
people.
same place. What a knucklehead. So he's a perv and an idiot. And both. Basically.
And Calderon had left, but then police spotted him on surveillance entering another nearby store. So they stop him. He doesn't speak English. He's a Mexican national, so they used a translator. And he ends up giving officers permission to look through his phone. And what do they find? 240 upskirt videos and images. 240.
What?
By the way, he was also charged with providing a fake identity to police when he was arrested. A lot to talk about here. So I want to bring in my good friend, Chris Hansen, renowned journalist, host of the Takedown on True Blue and Predators I've Caught with Chris Hansen, a podcast that I encourage everyone to check out. Chris, good to see you. I haven't seen you since CrimeCon.
Jesse, I know.
Fantastic.
Great to see you. Thank you very much. What a case this is, you know?
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about, in a way, when I was going to talk to you about this, I wanted to know, is this, I've seen this 1,000 times, or is this, wow, this is something different?
Well, it is something different, but it's relatable to the predator investigations, Jesse, because these guys, these predators will go where they think they can find vulnerable victims upon whom to prey. So obviously this guy figured out that if he went to a Sephora store or one of these other stores where there was a high concentration of young women, that's where he would go to get the videos. And I can tell you this, that when authorities and therapists who are involved in this field interview predators who I've caught.
Make sure to drop a like on the stream. That involves hitting the old thumbs up button. I'd appreciate that. Also, Glass, what's up, man?
My investigations, they will tell you almost routinely that there is a connection between viewing pornography, child pornography, and offending and seeking children and vulnerable victims in general. So you have to wonder, if this guy, Calderon, was not caught now, what would he have graduated to in terms of criminal activity had he not been caught at this stage? Because from covering crime for so long and being a lawyer, an attorney, that a lot of serious criminals start with voyeurism. Peeping toms turn into rapists and then sometimes killers. Predators, in my investigation, start with the viewing of child pornography. So you really have to think that this would have continued and perhaps exponentially got worse as time went on. So it's a good thing if these charges are true, and it sure appears there's a lot of evidence based upon the videos they recovered from Calderon's phone. You have to be very fearful of what would have happened.
This time, we don't know what his potential criminal history could have been in another country, right? We don't know what that could have been. But I tell you what I found so interesting, and if I was reading it correctly, they look at his phone and they look at the timestamps of the images and the videos. They're from September to now. So that concentration of so many videos and images in a relatively short amount of time, what does that tell you?
Well, it tells me that he's very prolific and
Right.
that he had an obsession, an attraction to this sort of material. He got off on the sneaky nature of doing it, and
Disgusting. Can you imagine you're out with like your wife or like your sister or your mom, and this dude does this? Man, shoot, man. If I had have caught him, let's just say I wouldn't be sitting right here making YouTube videos. That's for sure.
and having this prize that he was able to get and live with and review over and over again. And that's why you see so many times predators having child pornography, or in the case of predators who actually are successful in getting together with an underage victim, they will videotape the sex act. We had a case in Ohio where a guy got arrested in our sting, was out pending prosecution, and they caught him in a hotel room 2 weeks later with a real 14-year-old.
Who was that?
I don't remember his name.
Damn.
I remember him though.
Guys, help.
Cody is his name.
Not
I don't
Cody
think we-
Green, right?
No, this was the takedown investigation,
Oh, okay.
like in the last year.
Girl sexually assaulting her and recording, making a video of the entire act. So
Same
these guys
same
want a
thing though.
trophy,
He
right?
he
And to this guy,
the
if you
police
believe the
officer
allegations
interrogating him looked at his phone and found video of
he's
him
been
with the girl.
accused of these crimes. He was creating a vault of trophies, voyeuristically, sexually exploiting these women.
Yeah, and I think it's always important that we establish, right? This is the evidence that we see right now. It's an allegation, and it's pretty strong, like you said. That they have them on surveillance tape,
They've
and
got
they
the
have
videos,
an eyewitness. They have the videos. And by the way, for voyeurism, the way I saw it is about 2.5 years up to 2.5 years in prison for each of those counts. But the thing that also surprised me about it was the way he was caught. So the idea that he wasn't caught at first when one of these victims' friends actually caught him in the act. He wasn't apprehended by police then, but they were able to apprehend him on a second time. What'd you make of the way that police ultimately arrested him?
Well, I think it shows that these guys have a compulsion for this sort of activity. It runs consistent with all predatory criminal behavior, that they will keep doing it until they are caught.
Ridiculous.
And so he was going to go back and do it again. The fact that police were able to arrest him means that, thankfully there was vigilance in this matter, and sooner or later, these guys will trip up and they will get caught. Just like in the predator investigations, we see chats all the time, including the most recent one we did, where guys say, this isn't a Sheriff so-and-so investigation, or I'm not going to meet Chris Hansen and have him tell me to take a seat, am I?
Yeah.
And in spite of this concern, they show up anyway. It's like a heroin addict who you tell there's a 20% chance of fentanyl being in your heroin. Well, he's going to take that chance and roll the dice because of the compulsion, the addiction, the need to fulfill this fantasy.
One of the things that I thought about the fact that he didn't speak English, there was a translator there, so important, because if you're going to read him his rights before he ultimately hands over the phone and agrees to do it, you would not want some sort of miscommunication and evidence being obtained by police when they shouldn't have had it. So the idea of that language barrier, in your experience, does that ever become an issue in terms of the retrieval of evidence? Because again, the fact that the translator was there, hopefully it was clearly communicated to Calderon what his rights are and what he was agreeing to. But that always is something I think a defense attorney would look at and be like, oh, well, wait a minute. Did he understand what was happening here?
Well, exactly. And that's why in our predator investigations for takedown on True Blue, when we embed with law enforcement, they have a translator at the ready. In a recent investigation in Florida, we not only had a man who claimed to only speak Spanish, so we had a translator there, but we had somebody who only spoke Portuguese, which is a much more complicated language, to have a translator and to get your point across. So yes, it's absolutely important that you have these things here, and especially when you are in a state that is grappling with an immigration problem, an issue. We catch in our stings whomever is in that area. So if you have an environment where you have a lot of undocumented immigrants, you're going to see that in the area just as you would if you were near a military base. You'll see some activity from people who are in the military.
Chris, I wanted to ask you and end the conversation with this idea of who the victims are. So only 2 victims have been identified, but the phone suggests that there could be at least 20. Reports are that you can call if you have a report to 480-312-5.
Guys, here we're gonna take a little detour here. This is the boys in blue rescuing a child that was kidnapped. Check this out.
Show me your hands. Show me your hands.
Uh-oh, we're not going to get another shooting, are we?
Oh, they stole the car with the 9-year-old inside. Wow.
They're tracking the car to South Gordon and hold on, stand by.
Jackie Babs, what's up, man?
So check the area of South Gordon and Westmead. The area they're talking about location? It's right there. I'm gonna go look. You're up, look around Mogul and Evans Street. I got the car, Peoples and RDA.
Information GSD radio.
Go. You cut
off on Peoples.
Look at that.
Give me the air. Peoples northbound towards Oak Street. GSP is behind him. GSP pit.
Look at that.
Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Get the out the car. Open the door. Open the door.
So you're trying to kill us. You're trying to kill us. Oh my gosh, you're trying to kill us.
What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh, you're trying to kill me. Why would y'all do that, man?
Get up.
Please don't. Don't beat me up, man. Listen, don't get on that.
If there's anything that would make a person deserve a mud hole stomped and they're behind, it's not only carjacking a person, but stealing the car with the little kid in the back of the car. You know what
Surprising that the police would pit it with the kid in there.
That's true, yeah.
Don't fight me, man. Get on the ground. Don't fight me. He don't stop on the
Is he saying don't tase me?
Look at that, man. Poor kid.
I didn't know how to actually read it to us. He hit us. That's messed up. He hit us.
What?
Trying to kill us. He hit us. That's messed up.
You stealing the car is messed up, you moron. Did they find the kid?
See. Come here. I can show you what to do.
Hey, sorry about the sound, guys.
Okay.
My mom called you.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, poor kid. Look how scared he is, man. Look at that. Look at that, man. They should bury this dude under the jail. Not cool, man. Not cool at all. Look at that. Look at that. Here's another one. This 8-year-old was kidnapped.
Open the door. Open the door.
Well, I'll watch you.
Open it now. Break it.
Dude, battering ram, dude. You fail. Dude, you had one job, bro. What are you doing?
Hands! Let me see your hands. Step out here. Step out. Step out.
Get on the ground.
Get on the ground.
Chill.
One bed.
Dang, those are some big guns, man. They're not playing, dude. They're not playing.
Hey, here she is. Got her. We got her. We got her. We got her. Yes. Hey, buddy.
Now, what they're not showing is them stomping the dude out in the other room. You understand?
I got
Nope, never happened.
He fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
We need an EMT. Get Cole Midstar. Yes. No. Don't worry about your clothes. Don't worry about your clothes. We got a towel. We got a towel. Do we have it? Can we cover her up?
That's
Why
crazy.
don't you grab that towel there, wrap it around yourself?
Here you go, baby. Can we get her out? Come here.
Man, that's crazy.
Let's go.
I tell you guys, one strike and you're out. To me, anyone that victimizes children, kidnaps them, does anything to them, well, they shouldn't even waste the tax dollars.
Come on, sweetheart.
You're okay? You safe? We got you.
You're gonna be okay. We got her. Hold the door.
Where's
Hey,
the mom
back
at?
off, guys. Back off. Please, just back off.
Riz, they found her. They found her. We have her.
Hey,
Where's
hey,
the mom
let's
at?
go. Let's get her in here so she can sit down. Okay. Just hold on, okay?
What's this place called?
It's the.
Did you see the one? I showed you guys the one where they it's not funny, but the lady, this guy, he was on the run, and then he, a police lieutenant, and when they caught the guy, let's just say somehow a bunch of nightsticks managed to to make contact with the dude's face. The CDI link, man. Nice name. I only knew one guy that had a CDI back in the day. I knew one guy that had a 3DO, another guy who had a CDI, and then I had one friend who had a Neo Geo back in the day. But his family was rich. You know what I mean? So, were you saying, Jameson?
Huh?
Did you say something?
Oh, I said, yeah, it said it looks like he was headbutting nightsticks.
That's damage to government property, guys. Here, anyone wants to come on up? We're gonna look at one more Chris Hansen video, and then check out some body cam footage. And I'll shut this bad boy down. But yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be posting more content soon. Now, and guys, if you haven't joined the Discord yet, here's the link to the Discord. We have a lot of fun over here, so make sure that you join the Discord. And regardless of what holiday you guys celebrate, I hope you guys, can manage to take some time off, enjoy some time with your families. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just weird, guys. Like this time of year, isn't it weird how like stuff happens? Like people pass away and just weird stuff happens around this time of year. You know what I mean? It's very, very, very strange. So.
Oh yeah, I just got bit by a dog the other day.
Really? What happened?
Just out of neighborhood for a walk, and neighbors' dogs had gotten loose apparently, and as he came up to gather them, one of them just grabbed me, bit me right in the rear end.
Dang. Are you all right?
Oh yeah, it's not bad. It's healing up nicely. Just had to get a tetanus shot.
Dog bite prints in your butt cheek.
I'm
sorry,
like,
that's not funny, dude. But
like Mr. Jones from Friday.
Exactly, dude. Yeah. Look at that.
Please don't bite me, Mr. Dog.
Accused of using social media apps to find women so he could sexually assault them and their daughters. Now investigators say they think there are more victims out there.
You know, we've all probably had a night out where we had one too many drinks and woke up the next morning feeling awful. And you've probably wondered why there isn't something we could take to help us not feel quite as bad the next morning.
Oh, I thought that
When
was
you
like
drink
a
or when you use
like a friggin' intro to the story, like he was drugging these chicks. I was like, wait, what's going on here?
sodomy and sex abuse in the first degree. Sheriff's officials say Arredondo is a registered sex offender in Texas who used social media apps such as Facebook to look for single women. Deputies say Arredondo acted like he was looking for romance, but he was really a predator who would sexually assault the mother and then sometimes their daughters.
What?
Investigators say the crimes in Oregon.
Guys, okay. This is why you always have to be careful who you leave your kids around. And oftentimes, this is why back in the day, this might sound bad, guys. Take this as you will. Oftentimes, if like a lady's husband died in a war or happened to like somehow leave, they wouldn't date until their kids grew up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so much risk. I'm not saying that's what needs to happen, but they would play it safe and do that. We should be able to like have the best intentions with people, but like, how many times do you see? Because I watch a lot of courtroom footage, and you see these fathers who are trying to fight for 50-50 custody of their kids, and they're saying, "Look, she already has some strange guy living in the house. I don't know who this guy is," and now I have to fight to see my kids every other weekend. But some strange man's living in the house with my daughter's clown world. You know what I'm saying? So.
And are similar to the crime in Texas, for which he was required to register as a sex offender. The district attorney says Arredondo has been in the Pacific Northwest for several years, and since there are a number of cases throughout Oregon for which he's facing charges, they believe there are more victims of his in the Pacific Northwest.
Yikes.
Joining me to discuss this disturbing case is someone who knows a thing or two about tracking down predators. He does it on television and has been for years. He's Chris Hansen of the True Blue Streaming Crime Network and the host of Takedown with Chris Hansen. Chris, welcome to Sidebar. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me.
Your first thoughts on this story. I find it incredibly disturbing. You're not only targeting women, mothers, but also their daughters.
You know, I'd like to say that it surprises me or shocks me, but truly it doesn't. And I'll tell you why. During our most recent string of investigations, takedown predator investigations, we've seen more and more activity in these different sites, social media platforms, where predators are looking for a daddy-daughter relationship or a mother-daughter relationship. And I don't know.
Like, that's so crazy. Jameson, when do you think that started? You know what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden, like, oh, will you sell me your daughter and all this other foolishness? You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't really see that in the old investigations, you know?
Well, it's less work for them to connect with the child that way, I guess.
I guess so, man.
They're just getting lazy. They're just getting lazy. Maybe I can just have the mom offer her to me.
Yeah, they're part of, the even more instant gratification generation, right?
All that grooming is too much work.
Look at that.
Seems to be a perverse curiosity in society today, and especially amongst predators, for this sort of activity. And now we have a guy who takes it to the next level, who goes on dating sites and social media sites to try to meet, a woman, ostensibly for a legitimate relationship, only to take advantage of both the woman and her daughter.
August
and I'd like to
says fast food grooming.
Say it's isolated, but it's not. We see it all over the country. And in fact, in this case, as you probably know, Arredondo has allegedly operated both in Oregon and in Texas. So yes. I think it speaks to a couple of things in this case. One, that how important it is that victims come forward to report this, and how important it is in this case, and law enforcement has done this, to put the word out and say, hey, if you've been victimized by this guy, please come talk to us.
one thing that I find particularly disturbing about this is the fact that you're looking for mothers. And obviously, you know, if you're a single mom, maybe you're lonely, maybe you would like a romantic relationship, you'd like a partner. And he's probably, you know, selling himself as that, a romantic partner.
That's
Then
exactly
sexually assault. Yeah, and then sexually assaulting mom.
You hit it right on the head. These guys, predators, will look for the most vulnerable. We've got a case going right now that we're wrapping up called the Facebook Fiend, where a guy put himself out there as this new agey musician.
There it is, guys. There it is. Everyone put in the chat if you knew that one guy, that new agey, starving artist type that would just take advantage of all the women, right? They're always like driving girls' cars, taking girls' money, you know what I mean? Moving in with girls immediately, just total effing bums, dude. God, I knew a couple of those in college, man. All these girls, I can change him. I love him. I have to save him. You know what I'm saying? Scribbling poetry in their stupid little binder.
They don't own a single pair of shoes.
Straight up, man. Ridiculous. This scraggly, half grown in beard and a stupid forearm tattoo. You know what I mean?
But he's such a free spirit.
Wearing those, what are those hats? Not trucker hats. Those hats. What is it? Hipster hat. Let me see. What are those hats that these knuckleheads wear? Oh, they're not fedoras. They're these stupid things. That's a fedora, right? No, these things. That's it. That's it right there. These things. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about now, right? Yeah. What are these called? A Brixton hat? Brixton hat?
Like they're Charlie Kelly when he was pretending to be Greco.
Yeah, that's it right there. A Brixton hat. No, Brixton's the brand. A fiddler cap. That's it.
Then they wear a scarf with it.
Of course. Yo, I see a guy. Look, a leather one. Man, look at that. I see a guy in this, and I just want to punch him in the face so much.
I haven't seen that since the Blue Oyster Bar in Police Academy.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. To any women that are listening to this, Caitlin, if you're listening to this, Luna, if you're out there, Allison Marie Armstrong, if a guy's wearing one of these, just get up and walk away. Okay? Come on.
Has any predator shown up wearing that yet?
I don't surprisingly no, because actually I wouldn't think so, because these dudes always have girlfriends. Always. I don't know how. But these guys always have chicks all over them, and I don't understand. I do not understand. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the thing about, like, guys, okay.
Yeah, that's what Rocky wore when he was training in Russia.
Really? Huh.
I think he showed up and wearing one of those hats.
Well, here's the thing, guys. This is the thing about, like, okay. Say what you want about traditional gender roles, right? But in mate selection, I think that women need to consider traditional gender roles, because a lot of guys who wear these are not the type that you would want your daughter marrying. Like a guy who's going to step up and take care of her if something happens, who's going to, like, if they decide to have kids and, like, she gets sick during the pregnancy, that is actually going to get a second or third job to hold things down. You know what I'm saying? These hipster, like, yeah, man, like, life is cool, man. Yeah, those are, I'm sorry, those are not dependable. They're not reliable. They're just morons that just suck off the teat of society. Clown world. Look at this. Look at
You just don't understand, man, because you didn't go to community college like they
You
did.
just don't understand, bro. You haven't read Nietzsche like
Yeah, they're all Otto from A Fish Called Wanda.
I'm learning Russian, man. So I can read all the classics, bro. You know what I mean?
No, I'm learning obscure 1400s Prussian.
Yeah. Look at that, man. Look at this. This is, I think the word for people who wear this is pretentious, right?
That's a good word.
They're so pretentious, dude. Shut up. They're Yeah, man. I'm not like other dudes, man. Guys are assholes, bro. They're like aggro with their football and they're like and their beer.
Those alpha males.
These are the guys that like carry a guitar around and only know like one song, but they're like they manage to play to different girls, so all they have to know is one song. Yes, CDI link. That is correct, man. What I think is that people let society try to tell them based on stupid trends who they should be with. And I think that they ignore things like I honestly believe that if a woman is seriously considering dating a person, she should honestly have this person meet her father and see what her dad thinks. Because guys, men have a way of sniffing out dudes that are not cool. You know what I'm saying? Because look, we know guys. You know what I'm saying? And if as a man, if you're with a woman and all your friends hate her and all your family members hate her, dude, guess what? There's something wrong. You know what I'm saying? So.
Nah, bro, you're just caught up in the whole capitalist society.
Nah, bro, you're just worried about like traditional gender roles, bro.
You're not free like me.
You have to enlighten yourself, bro. I was with some obscure tribe in South America, took in some ayahuasca, bro. It totally opened my mind, man. You know what I mean? Please.
I'm not tied down by things like jobs and responsibilities,
like
bro.
Like your capitalistic society and your jobs, bro. Come on, man.
Women, some of them had children, and he ended up now he's charged with sexually assaulting them and robbing them of money and conning them. So, these guys know where the vulnerabilities are. And there is a whole, group of men and women who are looking for some sort of connection online. And many people find it successfully. But sadly, the predators know exactly what's going on and they know how to prey upon it.
Excuse me.
Again, you have to be careful. Just because somebody says they're, a great guy from the Pacific Northwest and they love kids, that doesn't mean that's really who they are. And it's sad that you have to be that cautious and that careful and essentially do your own background check on somebody.
But here's the thing. You didn't have to do this. Guys, cook with me here, all right? So my friend's Eritrean, okay? And they do things old school in Eritrea, right? If you meet a girl, because everyone said, oh, the old school way of courting a woman is outdated and all this other stuff. Was it really? Because here's the thing. You would trust the process and trust your family, right? So, okay, in Eritrea, let's just talk about the hardcore way of doing things. If Jameson was in Eritrea and he saw like a really pretty girl on the street, he would go up to her, ask her out on a date, right? And then she would go, hey, okay, well, what? And then you guys would exchange numbers, and then in order to take her out, you'd have to go to her address and talk to her dad, and he'd be like, hey, what are your intentions with my daughter? Now, some people would see that as, well, he's not letting his daughter be free. No, he's saying, look, like I don't want her to be subject to some weirdo. I want to check him out first. And the same way with women, how the mom wants to check out a woman who's dating her son. You know what I'm saying? So then you guys would go out on dates, right? So you would go to, dinner, whatever, but there was no Netflix and chill or any of that. Then the families would all meet. So your dad would meet her dad, and then once you guys started dating and courting, you would propose, and then the family. Well, sorry, in order for you to propose, because you had to ask for her hand in marriage, they vet each other's families back 3 generations. And if anyone in either family was a junkie or a predator or went to jail, you can't marry that person. And if everything went good, guess what? Then you guys get married. You have a huge ceremony because August line. We're talking about Eritrea, where there's a good possibility. All right, so then you guys have a huge ceremony because it's the families coming together as one. Right, you guys are now connected. Now, in the United States and even in the South and stuff, it used to be that way to where dating is a new thing. Dating's only been around since Hallmark and all that other stuff started up in the 60s. But people didn't have time because remember, it wasn't until the 40s, 50s, and 60s where people started living past the age of like 50 or 60. In 1920, if you were 45, you were old. So you had to meet each other, say, hey, look, I like you, you like me, talk to her dad, you know what I mean? Court, get married, and move on down the line. But now people have this thing where we have a lot more freedom, but we're free to succeed and we're free to fail. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy now how people are just so. And guys, I'm not the moral police. What I am saying is, look, if you are going to choose who you want to be in a relationship with, you need to have as many people involved in helping you through the process as possible. You know what I'm saying? So
that sounds like a lot of work. Can I just use my phone to film up her skirt?
Before you meet them, but that's exactly what you have to do. And it starts with kids all the way up to adults. Everybody wants that connection. Everybody wants that relationship. And too many people are busy with work or can't get out or committed to their children or whatever is going on in their lives. And they can't go, to the corner restaurant or bar or wherever people socialize. People meet online. And the predators know that.
So, Chris, let's talk about, I'm a mom, I'm a single mom, or maybe I'm just a single lady, and right. I'm online and I see a guy who looks cute, good looking guy, seems nice. What do I do to vet this guy? I mean, Google.
Guys, there was an Am I the Asshole on Reddit saying, am I the asshole for saying that, for basically cyber stalking anyone that I'm with. Guys, Google's a thing. You can, if you get a person's first name, last name, and date of birth, run a background check on them. You can do it for $30. Find them on Instagram. Find them. It sounds crazy, but especially if you're a person that has kids, if you are a single mom and you have two kids at home and you meet a guy, he's nice. Don't you want to see if maybe he's some weirdo? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, for instance, I don't know.
I'm gonna Google Jeff Sokol. Oh, look, he's wearing one of those douchey hats too.
What's his name? Sonny what?
Sonny Derek Porter.
Look, guys, I know a woman. She's very, very, very successful. She's an OBGYN, and it sucks because, well, not for her, but she, a lot of her friends who are doctors want to only date men that make more money than them, which is the top 2% of men, which sucks for them, right? But she was dating a guy who was yeah, I was in the military and I'm a badass and I do all this other stuff, right? So they were dating for 6 months, and they were at the bar and they met his cousin in the bar, and she's like, hey, this is my cousin, blah blah blah. Well, the guy goes to the bathroom and she goes to the cousin, hey, so was it hard when your cousin was deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, he's like, what are you talking about? My cousin was never in the military.
Was it Stephen Buchanan?
Yo, he'd been lying to her the whole time. Crazy, right? Look at that.
And you can go on and look on sex offender registries, of course. But how else? Like, what are the hallmarks or the red flags that people should?
Facebook, Google, I mean, Facebook, Instagram, background checks. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much stuff that you can do.
Be looking out for. In
Yeah,
this
employers do it.
I think if somebody doesn't have a stable home, you know, if they don't have a verifiable job, and again, you don't want to have to be a private detective in a situation where you're trying to find romance or a connection or a friendship, but you sort of have to, you know, really ask the proper questions. You know, where do you work? What do you do? I never meet somebody in a strange place. Never put yourself in a position where you don't have your own transportation. If you're going to meet, you know, after multiple conversations, you have to go to a public place and have your own way in and your own way out. And there's nothing wrong with bringing a friend along too. I mean, bring somebody. Hey, if it is the greatest guy or the greatest woman in the world, you're going to figure it out. You're not going to lose any time on that first date, but you have to be very, very careful. And if somebody's asking you for money to travel, to meet you, or if somebody wants to stay with you on the first meeting, those are very definite warning signs. That's somebody who doesn't have the ability to pay their own way. That's somebody who is looking for a mark. That's somebody who wants to get inside your personal life before they've laid the proper social groundwork.
And really introducing your
I like
children to
that.
somebody.
Bring a friend with you, like Sebastian Rodriguez.
Romantic relationship with. I mean, that should take some time too. I mean, I don't think that's something that should be happening after the first couple of dates.
No, and obviously this guy knew what he was going to do. He set this woman up, and he violated her and her daughter in the most vile way. We're never going to blame the victims in these stories.
Right.
However, you do have to protect your home, yourself, your children. And if a guy wants to stay over, or even if he says, I'll sleep on the couch or any of that stuff, that's a red flag. Don't get involved.
So he's using Facebook and other social media apps.
But their profile said 19.
Look at that. Look at that, man. Look at that. All right, guys, here. Okay. I got to say this, right? Look at this. Where are we? Okay. So this lady on Yahoo News, they said that she got tired of being rejected on dating apps because of her disabilities. So she made her own dating app. And now it's for people who have disabilities or want to date those who have disabilities, right? And
maybe angry bagel guy should go there.
I know, right? Yeah, dude, he was so angry. Yeah, but look, so people, okay, guys, everyone's allowed to have preferences, all right? And I'm gonna break up the race card. Where are we, guys? You can't thought police attraction. You can't do it. There's people there's women who like short guys, who like tall guys, who don't like certain race, a certain whatever. That's, guys, this sounds crazy. I am black, but you know what? It's fine. It has nothing to do with you. And there's people who in these comments here that are like, because someone said, where is it? This lady says, in the late 90s, this guy says, in the late 90s, I met a guy online who described himself as having a slight limp due to a childhood disease. When I picked him up, he was in a wheelchair. I was mortified because I have no experience socially with disabled people, and I felt he wasn't very honest, right? This guy says, finding out later can be rough. I matched with a very attractive girl, talking to her for a while, and then I added a Snapchat down the line and saw that she was in a wheelchair. Turns out that she was paralyzed from the waist down. Definitely something that she should have put on her profile. And someone says, how old were you at the time to never have experience with disabled people? What? Like, guys, like, a lot of people don't know any disabled people, right? But, okay.
Experience dating them.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think that it's fair if a person that has, okay, so for instance, I have a disability. I stutter, right? But like, people can hear it when I first start talking to them, right? But if you're in a wheelchair, that's probably something that you should disclose to the person in like the first couple like if you're talking or you're texting, that's something that you might want to disclose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, but it's this something that you probably should do. You know what I mean? Because I don't think that that's because people have their preferences, and if you were okay with it, that's not some. So that would be like me trying to not talk to a person and just text them because I stutter, right? No. You know what I mean? Well, I'm gonna text you for like a month and a half because I don't want you to know that I stutter. Well, that's just disingenuous, right? So there are some comments here where they're like, "Oh, you know, I don't think that people should have to disclose." I was like, "Well, what if someone's like uncomfortable with dating a person that has some major disability?" You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with like each person should be a consenting adult who's comfortable. You know what I mean? So, look at that. Anyways.
Yeah, even Dustin McFetchers was upfront about his.
That's true. That's true, man.
I walk with a cane.
I walk with a cane.
To find these women, to reach out to them. So cops should probably be combing through his social media, his messengers and whatnot. And
Absolutely.
in reaching out to these women, I mean, they're asking the public, they're asking people to come forward because they think there are more victims out there. Obviously, that makes it easier if they come forward to you, but I'm sure there are reams and reams of information from his social media accounts that they can hopefully look at through his phone records and things like that.
That can be a difficult task, you know, because social media companies aren't always as forthcoming as law enforcement would like them to be. But you know, I'm already looking into this based upon, you know, Law and Crime and you reaching out to me and telling me about it. That's how the Facebook fiend story got started, and that's why he's being criminally prosecuted today, is because these young women who were victims initially reached out to me because they were having difficulty or didn't understand exactly how they should reach out to law enforcement, and I, you know, act as a bit of a liaison to bridge the gap. And now he's facing criminal charges from Maryland all the way to Washington State. So, you know, we're
whoa, hold on, guys. Hold on. Wait a minute. Look at this.
Sex crime allegation, and this is against an 11-year-old girl. Miami-Dade police say that this happened in a family restroom at Dolphin Mall when a man allegedly drugged and then raped the victim. NBC6 anchor Chris Hush live with us from Miami-Dade Police headquarters with the story. Chris, you just spoke with police about this disturbing case. What are they telling you?
In the mall.
Yeah, it's disturbing indeed. The suspect, a 33-year-old man, accused of
Chris Hush.
At the mall, there's going to be fewer witnesses. There's so few people at malls.
That's crazy.
Taking this 11-year-old girl, as you said, into a restroom at Dolphin Mall and then giving her a marijuana edible before sexually battering her.
Yo, well, I don't want to tell you guys what I think should happen to this guy.
In that family restroom. A judge today ordering he be held in jail on no bond, giving the facts of this case.
Mr. Rivera, so you were arrested for sexual battery on a minor.
Look at this guy.
From December 10th.
Buenos días, señor Rivero. Usted fue arrestado por agresión sexual a un menor. Esto viene del 10 de diciembre.
So that judge goes on to say that these are really egregious facts. Judge Mindy Glazer also noting this crime could be punishable by life in prison if he's convicted. The suspect, David Rivero, is charged with sexual battery on a minor after police say he went to Dolphin Mall in Sweetwater on December 10th, giving the 11-year-old a marijuana gummy, then took her to the restroom where he sexually attacked her. Video surveillance helped Miami-Dade police identify and track down Rivero after the young victim told her mother, who then took her to the hospital. Shortly after that, police were called. Investigators say the mother had dropped off her daughter at the mall to meet up with a friend, leaving her alone there before Rivero is seen.
Well, you dropped your 11-year-old off at the mall to hang out with her friend. She's 11. Jameson, is that too? That's too young to just leave your kid at a mall, right? 11.
When we were growing up, maybe it's more normal, but I don't know about now.
Huh.
Taking her into the family restroom where that attack happened. It is a disturbing crime that police want parents to be aware of.
You never know what's going to or what may happen, to your child, to your loved one when they're unsupervised. So we remind them, if you're going to take your child somewhere and you are not going to be the person to watch them, try to ensure that there is some sort of supervision to make sure that there are no unsafe situations that may occur.
Like happened.
Sad, dude. All right, guys. You know what? Someone that thinks that it's a good idea to kick cops. And okay, the race card is out, so let's go.
On May 14th.
That's how we start things. I want to fight.
Well, no. Well, now you need it's
yeah. It's coming. Hold on. Here we go.
At 9:32 p.m., officers from the Whitehall Police Department in Ohio were called to the scene of an auto accident involving a vehicle that ran a red light. Once officers arrived, they found a chaotic scene. However, much of the chaos would revolve around a single person, hell-bent on blaming anyone but herself.
Of course.
What's going on? Ma'am, what's going on?
I want to fight.
It's time!
Let's go, champ. Let's go.
Okay, which car are you in?
This red one.
Okay.
Oh.
Who else was with you?
All right, guys. That's copyright music. Sorry, guys.
The suspect wastes no time throwing her own cousin under the bus for the red light that she ran.
Which way did your cousin walk?
Bitch just made me get in a motherfucking accident.
Wait, what? How does that work?
What's your cousin wearing?
I don't even know. My dog in black and white, brown, black, white, whatever.
Black and yellow, right?
Your cousin's name?
Guys, sorry. That music's copyrighted. It'll get the stream taken down, so I have to make sure to only play it at the right time. So there we go.
No, you're gonna go over here. You're gonna go over here. Stop.
No.
Stop.
Guys, here we go.
Stop.
You think I'm gonna just be calm?
Oh, no, wait. Actually, help me with this.
Like,
Round one. Fight.
Yeah.
But this man just really.
You're gonna have a seat in the back of my car, okay?
I will. Responsibly. Take a look at my shit.
Responsibly.
You're gonna have a seat in the back.
She's trying to walk away. He said, guys, get over here.
Get my shoes. I'm not getting in your car then. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Uh-oh. Don't do that.
I'm getting in your car.
Uh-oh.
Let me see your other hand.
Before I get in your car, can I get my shoe?
Can I have my phone?
I'll get your shoe for you in a second.
Okay, but can you do that before I get in your car?
No.
Yeah. I'm not getting
Where's Whitehall?
I'm trying to tell you. I'm not getting in your car. I'm not getting in your car. I'm not doing it.
help me out here real quick.
I'm not doing it.
Stop.
Unless my mom is here, I'm not getting
What is with them always wanting to try and call their moms, dude?
in your car, sir. I promise you, I'm not refusing,
Ma'am,
but I'm refusing.
I do not want to fight you.
I'm not refusing, but I'm refusing. Clown world.
care.
I do not want to fight you.
I don't care.
Ma'am,
I don't care. Sir? Okay, well, can you get that guy out and can you make sure I'm not getting in his car? I'm not.
stop.
Until my mom is here, I'm not getting in.
103. Help me get her in.
Ma'am, I don't want to fight you.
Sorry, I don't want to fight you, but I don't want to get in.
Nah, here we go.
Okay!
Sit down.
You choking me!
No, I'm not.
You
Guys, sorry, sound warning, guys.
I'm pushing on your
You pushing!
At this moment, an officer pulled the suspect.
She knew she fucked up. I thought that's what he was gonna say.
Into the car from the other side of the squad car. The suspect responded with a volley of kicks, allegedly striking a second officer in his side. And we're only 3 minutes into this encounter.
You're going to jail now.
I don't give a now. Since y'all want to push on my motherfucking legs like y'all stupid.
110. I got a female detained from the red sedan. Break for a 12. Does someone want to see if her cousin's walking that way?
Police caught up to the suspect's cousin further down the street, hoping he could provide more context as to what exactly happened leading up to the crash.
105. I'm with the other male at the Midcliff entrance with his dog. What's going on, man?
I was in the car with her. I had to walk away because I'm having a hell of a night as it is. And the fact that she just
I'm with him.
Got into a whole car accident and this all just happened. It's like I needed to get away. Like I couldn't
Okay.
be over there near all of that. I couldn't.
I gotcha. Well, you want to get checked out by medics?
I'm okay. I'm straight. It's just I want her to deal with her situations and what she got going on.
You mean he wants to walk away from her? You don't
Who is
say,
he?
right?
Who is he? Anthony Palumbo? I'm straight.
But he had her drive because he doesn't drive good at night, right?
At night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, so I ain't got no issue telling y'all what happened. I just don't know. Like it just was a blur. Like
I gotcha. Were you wearing your seatbelt?
I was, yeah.
Okay. Where does she live? Who are you to her and all that?
That's my cousin.
That's your cousin?
Yeah, we just got done partying and having a good night.
Snitching.
Do it with one of my friends, and she was supposed to be taking me home. And now that she's taking me home, and this just happened, it's just a lot. And it's like
Probably take you up to Speedway here. That way you're in a lit parking lot. Medics can look at you. I know you don't feel anything right now, but they can give you a quick assessment, and you can have the dog not running around in the back of my car.
I just want to make sure
Go ahead.
he's really scared. This is the second accident he's been in with her. So
Before they leave, that male does not need medics, correct? You want to get checked out by medics?
Check out the
as
dog.
long as we can do it in the Speedway parking lot.
He said he wants to get checked out.
I don't
I'm about to transport him to the Speedway parking lot.
Might as well. Free healthcare.
Yeah.
Going off. And it's like, this is your drive. You know, at the end of the day, this was your situation.
105.
I don't know what you did. I don't know what happened. Accident happened. But at the end of the day, don't take that.
Let's check back in on our suspect and see if she's calmed down.
Guys, drop a 1 if you think that she's calmed down, or a 2 if you think that this is gonna get way worse.
Listen to me.
77, I'm on my way to you.
Y'all racist.
Oh, please. guys, come on. Where's the race card at? Guys, so for those of you guys who might be new to the channel, I am black, okay? Guys, what have the police done in this whole situation that might indicate that any bias based on race, okay? And this is the thing that drives me nuts about any false claims of racism or any of this, is that, guys, racist things do happen. You know, SA and all this other stuff happens. But people throw these accusations around, these words around so much that it kind of loses its meaning now. You know what I'm saying? I saw an article saying that pumpkin spice is racist. That pumpkins and pumpkin spice is rooted in white supremacy. Pumpkin spice. I saw another thing where it said exercise is racist. Clown world. You know what I mean?
Pumpkin
Jameson.
spice. Are you white?
Jameson, I think you got to answer for white people here. You should be held accountable for all the ills of society. Yeah. And guys, look, I don't believe in any of this. I don't. I think that guys, say what people want to say about America, but the United States is the best place in the world to be any minority or anything at all. If you can name any place that's better than the United States, I'll wait. And people go, but AJ, what about Scandinavia? Okay, so I'm a black person, so let me move to a place where I'm 0.0002% of the population. That makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, CDI link. Yep, there's true. Yep.
Initially refuses medical care for fear of not being able to afford treatment. However, the police officer is quick to respond with sage advice.
I won't be able to pay my medical bills. I've never been in an accident.
Poor guy.
Do you have car
Never mind, they are going to charge him.
All right, well then insurance
full
should take care of
coverage.
it. And you're not at fault, so the other person's insurance should take care of your medical stuff. And if you got something going on,
I can't afford to miss work. I blacked out for a minute, and then I came to
Poor guy.
Okay,
Sorry for that light, guys.
I'm a security guard.
Let's remind ourselves how the individual without the head injury is behaving.
Yo, this narrator's got jokes, dude. He said, "Let's see how the person that doesn't even have a head injury is acting."
Must be a full moon.
I'm still in a lot of pain.
Oh, poor guy.
I think you should probably get seen by EMS, sir.
I already signed to him to let me go.
Yeah.
We could change that.
You want to go to the hospital?
But if you have a head injury, do you have any people will slip and fall, hit their head? You know what I mean? Get hit, have some type of even minor head trauma, and then not get checked out, and then go home, go to sleep, and never wake up. Clown world.
Let's make that a yes.
Due to the effects of adrenaline, victims of car crashes can oftentimes feel little to no pain immediately following a wreck. This is why it is always important to keep the victim calm and still, and to insist on medical treatment, even if there are no injuries that are immediately visible.
You're going with us.
Look at that. Look at that car. That.
I don't want to die.
What happened?
It's hitting me hard now.
Poor guy. Look at that.
I don't want to die. Oh my God.
Look at that, man. Poor guy.
Let's contrast this scene with how the suspect reacts to receiving medical treatment.
My cousin.
Jesus.
Stop it.
Sorry, guys. Sound warning. If you're wearing headphones, I'm sorry.
He knows! He the one who started this! Why are you screaming? Because he knows! You gotta settle down a little bit. You get yourself all worked up. I can't!
Where is it?
You think I'm drunk with us? I can't. I just have mental health issues! We're gonna check you out, okay?
Look at this guy laughing, dude. Straight up. right, guys, I gotta turn this. Jeez,
Why
look
are you
at that.
screaming?
Ah.
Screaming ain't helping a thing, sweetie. Can you sit forward so I can check your pulse and your oxygen level?
I think her oxygen's just fine.
Luckily, another motorist stopped and provided the police with the missing details.
All right, so we're stopped here at the red light. Stopped at the red light, it goes green. This red car came from this way and went through the red light and slammed into him. He was going this way. I was at this way. I'm in the white car. I was directly behind him. A guy got out of that car and I don't see him. He's gone. There was a little young short kid. She was the one driving. Okay. A young kid got out of here, got on the phone. He was down there on the phone, and I don't see him out here anymore. But there was a young man in that passenger side for him. But he was going straight. Red through red light. She was coming this way and slammed into him.
The suspect provided the final details that would solve the case completely.
I just got some Chipotle.
I gotta clip that too, dude. I gotta clip that. Hold on, where is it? 9:46.
Like I was ready to eat.
Take it. Okay.
Yes, you're gonna say, I just came to get something to eat.
Ready to eat. That's how you know. Like,
I thought it was cute. I was all over my arm. Yeah. I think it's all continuing.
I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight.
What is he
I
talking
didn't even
about?
get to enjoy my meal.
Well, they have 3 hots and a cot in jail.
I'll go see if I can get it out. Most of it's all over the floor.
Oh, I can't even enjoy it like that.
Cool. Everything's checking out. She's good? Yep. All right. Lasagna?
I want to fight.
I know you want to fight.
I want to fight.
Let me make sure these are adjusted to you well enough. Okay?
Yeah, please, because Jameson, how many times have we seen these women get out of these handcuffs, right?
Did y'all get my dog?
Yeah, yep. So you're probably,
Is it your?
Oh, those are the parents.
We're doing that now, though.
Hey,
Guys, I have a video.
Mom!
Jameson, I'm gonna do a video on this one girl gets arrested. Like, I guess she was following her parents home or whatever, and she was drunk, and her parents are right there as she's doing all this foolishness.
did you tell her she's not gonna have a bond? She's not gonna have a bond or anything. She's gonna have to sit till she sees a judge on Monday.
No, it's on a Friday, dude. She got a weekend stay. There it is.
Is it your dog or her dog or the man's dog?
Well, she ain't got no job.
Well,
She ain't
the man
got
had
shit
the
to
dog
do.
that walked on the road, but he had to be back there.
Everybody's all right. And
Yeah, everyone's okay. You tell them charges. Yeah. Okay. Even assault.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
This man is really f***ing
After running a red light causing a major accident and kicking an officer, court documents indicate that the suspect took a plea deal and was charged with a misdemeanor resisting arrest.
What?
She was released on time served, having spent a total of 2 days in jail.
On October,
I'm sorry to say it, guys, but imagine if this was a guy who did this.
it was a guy, wasn't it? He ran away.
No, he was in the
The accident, anyway.
Imagine if, because she was driving. Imagine. Do you really think that he would plead? They could plead to a minor misdemeanor charge? Come on, man. So, all right, you guys, we're at the 2-hour mark. Guys, I'm gonna drop a couple videos coming up this week. Make sure that you join the Discord. Remember, guys, there's a request thread in the Discord. Okay, if you have requests, let me know. And yeah, it'll be fun. Jameson, any closing words?
Please don't arrest me.
I don't think we have to sit down, Jameson, and do like a whole reaction to that video again, because that has to be one of the greatest things I've ever seen. But all right, you guys. Hey, we might have an impromptu live in the next couple days, but if I don't talk to you guys, have a good holiday. Have a good New Year's, guys. My birthday is on New Year's Eve. So I'll be 43 big ones old. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, guys, I appreciate all you guys Thanks for the support, guys, and I will catch you in that next one. Have a good one, guys. Bye, Jameson.
See ya.